Recording.
Awesome.
Okay. So when it is recording,
3 more minutes.
21 minutes, no. Make it 30 minutes.
Okay.
30 minutes after 10.
Alright.
How come 21 minutes?
It was 18. Instead of 40, I will
okay.
tell you 42.
That is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. So what we do is that we found out that I'm reading over the model and paper space in English. So but I explained to all of you very simply what is the difference between model space and paper space. Can you answer the question to me, Rosemary? What is in simple language, what's the difference between paper space and model space?
Model space is for your good copy.
Bad copy.
Bad copy, sorry. And paper space is for the good copy.
Because you want to give the paper to the office.
Yeah.
You don't want something that is on your computer who can see it.
Yeah.
It's not presentable.
No.
Okay. Can you tell me what option we choose here to print our drawing?
A3
landscape. Okay. Landscape. Can you show me how the landscape look like?
It's like this.
No. The opposite. Good. So I will go. Model and paper space. Model space also referred to as the graphic editor. So this place where I am, after I press the model, this one is called graphic editor. Whatever you see here is graphic editor. Right. If I click on A3 landscape, different thing come. It's with dimensions and with the name of the drawer, table and everything. This one is called paper space. So I go to model space.
So the paper space was good one.
You see model space?
Paper space was good one.
Yeah. The model space is where I draw this drawing first, without the dimensions.
Yes.
Okay, paper space is A3 landscape at the bottom of the drawing. You will not miss it underneath. This is where you present it to your employee. So you are building a house.
Yeah.
You want to go and build a carport.
Yeah.
You want to give your building plan to the council. So you come here, you click on model, learn how to draw this. This is your carport.
Yeah.
You want to print it and give it to the council to get the license, building license. You go to the A3 landscape. And you know, A3 is twice as big as this. But when you print it for yourself or for council, they don't mind. On the printer, adjust it you want it on A3. Then that is your printer you have to learn. You're just talking about the tool. So I read over this. Model space also referred to as the graphic editor. This is a graphic editor. Is the area in which the sketch geometry or model of the drawing is produced at full scale. Annotations in the form of hatching and dimensions are also produced in the model space area. A view of the drawing is created, which is then inserted into the paper space. So we insert this one. After we did our drawing, inserted it into the paper space. We bring that drawing, put it in here.
Copy paste or it comes
No,
automatic?
I will teach you.
Oh.
So when you bring that one here, it is a skill you have to learn. That you will learn it today. So a view of the drawing is created, which is then inserted into the paper space layouts. Layout means pad in Persian. In layouts, as a viewport. So the names are important. That when this came to the paper space, the name is no longer model. The name is viewport.
Viewport.
Port means a bandar. something that you export things. صادر و خارج میکنیم، درسته؟ برای که اینو صادر کردین از اونجا اسم لغت پورت بهش اضافه شده، درسته؟ So that is why it is called viewport. Port means transfer. You know what I mean? A port, like what is that city in the north? It's called. There is a city in the north of Western Australia with the port in it.
Port
Port
Hedland.
Hedland.
Port Hedland. That is somewhere that they export iron. So you export that model that you draw it in here. You export it to the A3 landscape. That's why the new photo is called viewport. The word port is important, remember, it's in the paper space. Okay, so paper space is the area where viewport of the drawing are assembled, and the virtual scale of the viewport is created here. So when we bring the drawing to here, this drawing right now is 1 by 1 scale. مقياس. مقياس. Scale is 1 by 1. But if we want to draw it into the paper space, you are drawing a house. A house cannot be fit into a paper. You have to give a scale, مقياس. Shrink it. کوچیکش کنید. Sometimes in buildings they make it 1/100.
Yeah.
So 1 meter,
1 centimeter.
1 centimeter. Scale 1/100. So therefore, as soon as you exported your drawing to paper space, you have to put a scale on it. And we will teach you how to put a scale on it. So a scale is not done in viewport. So when you have this model space here, you don't put a scale, مقياس. You don't put it. This is 1 by 1, the same size as it, because it is indefinite, بنهاية. The size of model space, the size of model space is infinite, بنهاية. مقياس نداره. But as soon as you exported it to the A3 landscape, you have to give a scale. 1/100, 1/200.
Are we going to mention the scale on
Later.
Okay.
This is to understand, because one of the most difficult part of this drawing is view model space and paper space.
Oh.
So if you understand it very simply, then you can go further with that. Most students here, when they reach, they give it up because it's hard to understand. So text, notes and title blocks are also inserted into the paper space area. This is always set to the real life, physical size of the paper onto which a drawing should be printed. Modifications performed on the sketch in the model space. So if in future you decided that the size of this line that you are drawing in model space, instead of 64, when I draw it, because I converted all the drawing from this American version, that is inch, I noticed that instead of 6.55 is written 6.51, because it is all changed from inch. So I decided to change it to 6.5 instead of 6.51. That is called modification. Modification is done here. Can you come here? And you see it on that, please?
Yeah.
You see modify.
Yeah.
Okay, this is modified. So all the modification, if I decide to change the dimensions, I go to modify and start
Redesign it.
change it. You will learn this later. Now we want to know what does this software do.
All right.
Okay, so this is the procedure that if you draw something, you do not go to paper space. You do not change the dimensions in paper space. You go back to the model space, changing it here, and then when you go to the paper space, this change transfers automatically.
Oh, okay.
This is the beauty of it, you know? So, this is how good it is. So this is, that is fine. So now you understood. Now we go to the creating a view. So we have drawn this one in the viewport, right? We have drawn this one to the viewport. We want to bring this one to the modular space. How do we do it? To print it. You go to, this is the procedure. Look. The procedure to this is that we go to the, first, when we finish this drawing, we go to the view. You see the view. Can you come, both of you? You see it's written here view.
Yeah.
Okay. Click on the view. Right?
Yeah, and then print.
There is no. You say named views. Named views. Named views. You see? You see named views under view?
No.
View.
Oh yeah.
Named views?
Yes.
Okay. So you click on named views and then you say create view. You see create views?
Yes.
Okay. We do not click it now because it's already created.
Yes.
To save time, we do not do it. And
that-
also some of you do not have
Was
it.
it?
So when we create view, that's the paper space. Is that is
No, when this is a modular space.
okay? Yeah.
We want to bring this one to the paper
Paper
space.
space,
I
that's
have
how
already done this before.
Yeah.
So I cannot click because I have already done that.
Okay.
So you go the procedure. You
The
imagine you
procedure,
have this paper. You say view,
View,
named.
name
No,
view.
don't write anything. I will give you this copy. View, named view, and create view.
Create view. Okay.
This is the procedure. So when you do this one has a name. The name of it. What do you write? What do you? No, don't write Aliza. Just because everything is in the basic training. They give it to you. You know what I mean? And I will give a copy of this to you. Don't write. You cannot write as. I spent 24 hours writing this. You can. It's better to remember in your memory. And everything will go on our website. All the videos of this lesson. So what will happen? So we draw this first because this is a 2D dimensional. This lesson is about 3-dimensional. We are not going to teach you now quickly how to draw this. You imagine you have already drawn this. You want to learn 3D, 3-dimensional. So when you draw this on algorithm, you want to bring this and print it.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you do this? First, you have to give a name to this drawing. Every file that you have on your computer has a name.
Yeah.
You learn how to give a name to your file. Remember?
Yeah.
You put the name task 1. Task 1, because this is the task 1. Okay. So when you give a name task 1, the computer saves it for you. So you don't lose it. Later on, you want to work more on it. That is the first step, creating view. Then it is insert view. How to bring this one to the A3 landscape. So what you do is that it says, you go to the viewport. Can you both come here? Can you, you two, go to the
Viewport.
view, then not the names, not about the one that is called named view. Go to the, instead, viewports. Do you see viewports?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Viewports and then viewport. You see? Yeah?
Well, why can't you open it now?
Because I have already done this.
Okay.
I have already transferred it.
View to viewport, so view.
No. View, viewports, and viewport. Did you see?
Yeah, view to viewport.
No. So what you do, you bring it there. So your drawing has already gone and transferred. So when you do this, this inserting. Paper space is the area where viewports of the drawing are assembled, and the virtual scale of the viewport is created here. Text, notes, and title blocks are also inserted into the paper space area. This is always set to the real life. Physical size of the paper onto which the drawing is printed. Modifications performed on the sketch in the model space area are automatically updated in the relevant viewport in the paper space area. Select any of the layout tabs at the base of the graphic editor, then select OK. So what you do, on the bottom, can you come here, at the bottom of this model space, go to the model space, click model, and then at the bottom, it says model, paper 1, A3 portrait, A3 landscape. One of these you have to choose. Yeah. In future, you might have a drawing of room 1, room 2, room 3, or in mechanical engineering, you might have an engine with 50 parts. Each part has one view. They all come under here. So each one you click, you go, you have an access to all this. This is your notebook, like this. So each page has got a place, you see? This is your notebook. This bottom of this is like a notebook. You go to different pages to find what you draw for each part of your boots or your engine, you know?
Can you say we can add more pages over there?
Yes, it's got different layouts, and that's a different lesson. In this lesson, I just want you to understand how does this drawing procedure works and how you can bring your drawings into the paper space and print it. Printing is easy, you just click print and print. This procedure is important, how to find things. Okay, so then you go there, you want to transfer this one to the paper space. That is what I told you, view, viewports, viewport. Create a rectangular shape outline in the drawing sheet. So when you clicked those things that I told you, view, viewports, viewport, you go to the A3 landscape. You see, I have scaled everything. I have scaled everything. Here, this is a paper space. And dimensioned everything. Now, what has happened that in the viewport, you will see a square like this. You see the square?
Yep.
This square, as soon as you click that one, it starts from the top. See this? How do we bring this a little bit higher? Or here, like this. Did you see it? Did you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. This square that is around this one,
Yeah.
this ribbon belongs to the paper space. This ribbon. They put it deliberately to put punch in it and put it in a folder.
Okay.
This belongs to the paper space.
Yep.
Is it adjustable?
No. This bottom part that is some lines is for name of you,
Information for.
information about the drawing. What is your scale? Materials.
Yeah.
What is your scale? And about what is the date of this drawing? Who has drawn it? And who is the supervisor? So when you are in a company and the company manager says to you, go and draw, this is my drawing. If I am an engineer, I just give you this. Lots of scratches and nothing is clear. As a draftsperson, go and work on this. You have to work a few days on it to make it as good as this. So the engineers just take the pen by hand, not even by ruler. They give it to you. So you have to be able to do the job doing this. This will be your job. If you enjoy it, go and enroll in the Certificate 3, Engineering - Technical. And your elective unit will be the Computer Aided Design. I will tell you. I will give it to you later after in the break time. Now here, so what did you learn it? If you are really interested, a square like this, not include, this is for punching, putting it into the folder. This part is part of the paper space, is fixed. The bottom part, the name and all the information is fixed. This square, you see the square? One finger goes up. This square is adjustable. This is what you have to learn by mouse, how to adjust. As soon as you press viewport, a square comes here up to here. And this drawing is in there. You have to put your mouse there, drag it down.
It means you can move the whole drawing up and down and left and right.
Yes, and then it comes in a bad shape. It transfers from model space to viewport in a bad shape. You have to drag and down. Now, because only one of you has got, the students have got the computer, and you have got a Mac computer. His computer does not connect to internet to download the software. And he has forgotten to bring his computer. Says that he has not received my email. Now, so what has happened, this is the best way. So I go general and explain everything to you, and then when I put this video on the Eventfly, you have computers, you follow my instructions, you know how to do it. So at least you have learned the basic ideas. Okay. Now we say
Time is over.
Time is over. Okay. So what we have today, the outcome of today was that we come and give you the ACSF assessment tasks. Use fire extinguisher. By filling this form, you will tell me that you are in level 3. If you fill this one and I assess you as lower or higher, you know whether for this course you are eligible. This course you have to be 3 to 4. So this assignment is for 3. I have another one 3 and 4. Another one just for 4. So you fill up this form and give it to me. So you will know the level of your writing and reading. So when you go to college to enroll, you say that they ask you what is your LLN level, because they have to know what units they choose for you. So if your LLN is 2, you know that they have to send you to take more units for writing. You know what I mean? Or at least you know that you should not overload yourself the first semester by too many units. You take 1 unit and work hard on reading more about this. I suggest that you pay for the TurboCAD Deluxe 2016 or whatever TurboCAD they send it to you. Ask them definitely they send you the basic training. They will send it to you, and you sit down at home, just read the manual and apply. This way your reading improves, and try to write like what I did. To write the manual of your understanding. This way your reading and writing improves, and then when you did that the next semester, go and enroll. Because your reading and writing has been. But you have to give me these forms. So today, one of our tasks was to give the students, the learners, the LLM, so they can fill it. And Rosemary and Elton had to go because his father wants to bring him to a charitable work in church. But Elton was also working a lot. Elton worked on the videos of how to draw a line. By put the video for them, before the lesson starts. So Elton has already filled all these forms and then vector. And he follows the lesson from the internet. Okay, but Elton is different because Elton is studying design, does not care about making money. If you want to make money, you have to start your design in mechanical or architectural. There is no other choice. What is the other choice? If they want to make money by design? Nothing. There is only two options. Either you want to don't want to make money, you go to art and design for fine art. Or you want to do graphic design. There is not much money in graphic design. There is lots of money in architectural design, and there is a little bit less money, but more jobs in mechanical engineering. Very stable jobs, lots of jobs in the advertisement. So, and also in mechanical, you have lots of hands. Like these animals in the sea, that they have got lots of hands, lots of options in mechanical. So I have lots of options. Even as a woman at home, I have lots of options. You saw that's how much work I did for renovation of this house. You buy mechanical engineer, you can be any engineer. It's very, very relevant to everything, general. So, I have already given you these ones. Then today I have given you this project one. I got this one from a book of SolidWorks. But the book of SolidWorks that one author had written had a very beautiful photo that I changed it. Because we have to work on the Australian standards. An inch is not Australian standards, we have to go by metric. So we chose metric. Okay. Now, we worked on that. We worked on the viewport, how to insert from the model space to the viewport, and we learned how to open a drawing in the TurboCAD, and you also learned how to download the TurboCAD on your computer. And Rosemary learns about the different lines by watching a video before the lesson starts. And Reza and you all have learned about how the drawing procedure works. That yes. From there you have to go, and why you should study mechanical engineering or civil drafting. Okay, so the lesson will be finished, and I just ask any questions? Anybody has a questions? No questions? Okay, now you discuss together and say what question you can ask. This is a assessment of today. Can you just talk to each other and say what questions you ask? You can ask each other in group.
I just wanted to know if was it in today's lesson that we have to put the scale as well for the drawings, or is it for the next lesson?
No, the next lesson I'm going to start working on my computer, teaching you.
Okay.
This was the most important part of it that takes too long. I don't want to put this part into that lesson.
Okay.
Because if I want to give a lecture, I cannot just be showing you little bits of this tick, 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 tick. This lesson is mostly sitting next to you in the computer and teaching you how to tick to draw. So the only part of it that takes a long time to teach was the viewport that I teach you right now. That is the part that very hardly people understand.
We've got one paper space, which is good paper, and what was the other one?
Model space.
Model space?
It's just model space and paper space that you learn. So, any question from you?
Are we going to draw this at home? Do we have to?
No, we draw it here.
All right.
But first we have to actually, in the next lesson, I will teach you how to draw these to a 3D.
All right, yeah.
So this is a 3D, you see? This is a 3D. I only draw this one in 2D.
Yes.
Okay. In the next lesson, we teach you how to make it a 3D. But if we do not teach you how to print your drawing, it is hard by yourself to do it yourself. Because I have gone to college for this unit of SolidWorks. It's the same, but a little bit different, but is to learn model space and view space, and that is why. Thank you very much for everything, and you finished the lesson. How many minutes is that?